Yeah, but who? Bro, this guy's fighting for regular belts, bro. We got the main belts. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Floyd Mayweather stopped that lying to the public about being top dogs. We'll knock this dude out in less than 4 rounds, bro. That uppercut that he throws, he's never gonna catch my son with that. Because we got a style that, you know, we call it the pyramid. Or we can touch you, you can't touch us. And Tank is dead meat to us. Dead meat. And they know it. They're never gonna fight us, bro.
Teofimo Lopez Sr., he said, this guy fighting for the regular belt. We fighting for the real belt. We got the real belts. We will knock out Gervonta Tank Davis in 4 rounds. Tank is dead meat to us. They will never fight us. He also mentioned in the past that he the A side. Gervonta Tank Davis is the B side.
Collected all the belts, and you saying that I'm gonna be the B side? Oh, you crazy, man! You're crazy. It's not gonna happen. And I think that Floyd is crazy for him to think that this guy will be A side. It's ridiculous, and that's the problem though. That's where it's gonna make a difficult fight happen with myself and Tank Davis because of that.
He ended it by stating he not gonna hit us with that uppercut. Obviously, he didn't watch the fight because Gervonta Tank Davis actually dropped Mario Barrios with right hooks and overhand lefts, and he stopped him with an overhand left.
Right.
So Gervonta is not a one-trick pony. You know, he's not a one-dimensional fighter. He's a fighter with different attributes, different dimensions. He could do it all. He could box. He could bang. He could fight in the inside. He could fight mid-range. He could fight long range. So the uppercut is not his main weapon. An uppercut is just another weapon on his arsenal, in his toolbox. So when he says he's not going to hit us with that uppercut, he making it seem like all Gervonta does is throw uppercuts, which I found that very funny because, like I said, Gervonta dropped a fighter 2 weight divisions bigger than him, Mario Barrios, with the right hook, with 1 punch. And he followed it up with another knockdown with the overhand left, with 1 punch. He also stopped him to the body. He has different tools in the toolbox. So what's your take on his comments?
I mean, I figured he would say something like that, so I'm not surprised. But I don't know, maybe he was watching the replay of Santa Cruz and having nightmares about that uppercut or something. I don't know, but yeah.
That's funny you say that. But let me add this. Remember,
yeah.
Teofimo Lopez, after he beat Lomachenko, during the post-fight press conference, he said, Gervonta, you keep fighting smaller guys.
Is cherry picking. Gervonta Davis, why are you fighting Leo Santa Cruz? For what? That's a 130-pounder or a 126-pounder. That's sad, man. And you guys hype these guys up for so many things, but it's okay. It's okay. Just put them in front of me, and I'll beat them.
So it's funny that Teo Jr., both of the Teos, they always critique Gervonta Tank Davis of fighting supposedly smaller fighters. So when Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out an undefeated Pedraza, who Bob Arum said that could be a potential opponent today for Teofimo Lopez. Gervonta Tank Davis knocked him out, and now he's fighting at 140 himself. Pedraza, he fighting at 140. But Tank, he knocked him out at 130 when he was still undefeated, when he was a champion. Tank stopped the fighter his size or a little bit bigger during his first step up at 130. So when Tank's fight fighters his size, he get criticized, even if he knocks them out. If Tank fights a fighter smaller than him, he get criticized. And now Tank did exactly what Teofimo Lopez was criticizing him of not doing, which is fight a fighter bigger than him. Gervonta moved up 2 weight divisions to fight an undefeated Mexican, an undefeated champion. He knocks him out. Now it's something else. One day is one thing, the next day is something else. If Teofimo Lopez could knock out Gervonta Tank Davis in 4 rounds, we all would love to see it. Remember, Teofimo Lopez on his own Instagram, he asked the fans, who do you guys want me to fight next? Gervonta was the #1 fighter that his own fans wanted him to fight next.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And then there's Devin Haney. It wasn't Lomachenko, but now they want to talk about Lomachenko rematch. So if you could knock out Gervonta in 4 rounds, go ahead and do it. What are you waiting for? But you see Teofimo Lopez and his team, they come out and say, we the A side. You're not the A side, we the A side.
What did you make of Floyd Mayweather saying that if you and Tank fought Tank's the A side.
collected all the belts, and you saying that I'm gonna be the B side? Oh, you crazy, man. You're crazy. It's not gonna happen. I think Mayweather is still trying to stay relevant. And I think that Floyd is crazy for him to think that this guy will be A side. It's ridiculous, and that's the problem though. That's where it's gonna make a difficult fight happen with myself and Tank Davis because of that. Because we know deep down the undisputed lightweight champion. I earned the crown.
If you really want the fight, you're not gonna claim you the A side when you really not. That's not how you go into negotiations claiming you the A side. When facts say, when numbers say you are not the A side, people lie, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Gervonta already been on pay-per-view twice, did tremendous numbers, always sells out arenas. On the other hand, Teofimo Lopez have never sold out an arena on his own. Triller had trouble selling tickets.
Gervonta bring the stars out.
You got Teo, his pay-per-view fight with Composis already got postponed 4 times. 4 freaking times because he couldn't sell tickets or pay-per-views. So how is Teofimo Lopez?
You know what's crazy about that is like
you see Teo Sr. keep claiming that Tank is scared, he will never fight us, but he claims he's the A side. If Floyd Mayweather, when he was pound for pound #1 as Pretty Boy Floyd, if he claimed he was the A side when he was calling out Oscar De La Hoya, he would have never gotten that fight. I don't care if Floyd Mayweather, right before that, Floyd fought Baldomir, he sold $500,000 on pay-per-view. He fought Gotti, sold 300. He fought Zab Judah, sold 400.
And that was a lot back then because of the time.
So Floyd was pound for pound #1. He was already a pay-per-view star, not as big as Oscar, but he was the closest thing to Oscar at the time. And Oscar De La Hoya told him 80-20, 70-30, or nothing. You fight me at my own division.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, you got to move up to 154.
And he had him wearing them 10-ounce gloves and all that.
Heavyweight gloves, 10-ounce glove. I mean, come on. Now.
Yeah.
Floyd did whatever Oscar De La Hoya wanted in order to make the fight happen. Floyd didn't say, I'm the A side, when he wasn't the A side, because Oscar De La Hoya, not because of his wins or because he was pound for pound over Floyd. No, Floyd was pound for pound #1. But it was the fact that Oscar De La Hoya had a bigger name. He was the A side because he sold more pay-per-views. The same scenario, the same situation between Gervonta and Teofimo Lopez. Oscar De La Hoya, that was Floyd Mayweather coming out party. When he beat Oscar De La Hoya, he became the Money Mayweather. He became the shot caller. And after that, he was always...
Wasn't that when he switched his name after that? Wasn't that around the time when he switched? Yeah.
It just shows you, if you really want the fight, you're going to play your position. You can't claim something you are not. So when Teo Sr. says, we the A side, that's a way to avoid Gervonta Tank Davis indirectly and blame it on Tank. Because like I said, if Floyd Mayweather claimed he was the A side, he would have never gotten the Oscar De La Hoya fight. You got to play your position. You can't claim
the same as like outpricing yourself. It's like when he was like, give me $10 million to fight Devin Haney. He was like, all right, you have never made $3 million, but you're going to ask for $10 million though.
At the time, he haven't made $2 million. And they turn around and say, Devin Haney, he's going to outprice himself. Devin Haney's going to outprice himself when they were the ones that asked for $10 million. And funny enough, Devin is more paid than Teo anyway. Devin gets paid $3 million a fight, fighting Gamboa and Linares. On the other hand, Teo got paid $1.25 million.
Yeah, that's the thing that goes under the radar too, because he's the youngest champ. He's still the youngest out of all of them. If you like, he's still the youngest champ. They don't like the fact that he's like, you know, he kind of owns his own destiny in a way, even though he's 50-50 partners with his own, but it's still, you know, still Devin Haney Promotions, and at least he has control and has say over what he wants to do for the most part.
Like Devin said, he talks to the network directly. He don't talk to the promoter.
Right.
He talks to the network directly. He knows what's on his plate. So he get 100% of the revenue. That's why he make a lot of money. Devin Haney has more followers on Instagram than Teo. Devin Haney got 1 million followers, almost doubling the Teofimo Lopez followers on Instagram. He's more paid and he's younger. He's the youngest, highest paid athlete in the sport of boxing. He's also his own promoter, which is unheard of at 22 years old. But you got Teofimo Lopez,
Right.
You know, claiming he the A side over this guy, even over Tank. How can you claim you the A side over Tank, who sells out arenas? You see
That's even crazier because it's like Tank is already pay-per-view. Like, it's like, damn, that's probably even crazier than that to say you the A side over Tank.
That's what I'm saying. And, you know, it's funny. Devin told Teofimo, you could have the A side. I don't care about the A side or the B side. You still going to lose. So Devin don't care about the A side or the B side. He just want to fight Teo. But you see Teofimo Lopez knowing he's the B side. Again, Teofimo Lopez, who keep postponing his fight. From what I heard, Teofimo is about to fight on Oscar De La Hoya undercard on September 11th. So this man done went from a main event to a co-main event on pay-per-view. So he can't even sell a pay-per-view on his own. He can't even sell tickets. And this is facts. This is nothing personal. I'm just stating facts at the end of the day.
So you mean basically that the August 14th date for Triller is like they're going to scrap the whole event or just move the couple main events around?
They're going to postpone that fight again to September to have Oscar on the card in order to sell the card. That's the plan.
Yeah, that's right.
So it just makes it worse for Teo. He want to claim he the A side over someone that he's not. If you say you the A side over a fighter when you are not, then you truly don't want the fight. Then you truly are the one that's avoiding the fight. And I think Floyd Mayweather made the hell of a mistake when he told ESPN, when they asked Floyd, can we get the Teo versus Tank? Floyd responded by saying, they got to recognize us as the A side. They want too much. They always want too much on the negotiations table. They don't want to recognize Gervonta as the A side. That's not how you do business. You do business with numbers. You don't do business with false promotion, claiming Teo's undisputed when he's not. That's not how you do business. You do business by numbers. Who's bringing in more numbers? Okay, well, you're going to get this much amount of money. How many numbers you bringing? Okay, well, you're going to get this much money. That's how you handle the split. You don't handle the split based on false promotion, claiming Teo's undisputed, even though he's not, claiming Teo he's the A side when he's not. That's not how you do business.
Everyone wants to be like Mayweather. In order to be like Mayweather, you got to be like Pretty Boy first. You got to fight those guys that they don't think that you'll win. You got to fight the likes of those guys that are undefeated and is a good fight in order to make those type of millions that people want to make. Why are you buying so many chains and all this at an early age? You're not making nothing. You're not making not a dollar. So, I mean,